Now, the IRS, I don't know how Beyonce got them to admit. I guess maybe after they saw that they were about to get since she made $2 billion on the tour and is still counting, she outdid the white girl. And they came after her saying that she owed $3 million over.
Something dark seems to be creeping through the sparkle of Hollywood's royal power couple. Rumors are spinning fast that Beyonce and Jay-Z might be caught up in something way deeper than fame, from whispers of witchcraft to secret midnight rituals. And now, a former nanny dropping shocking secrets. People are starting to ask, are the Carters hiding a shadowy world behind their picture-perfect glow? What's coming out could flip the way everyone sees Queen Bey forever.
Who has y'all under a spell? She had me under her spell too. I could admit it. I know Beyonce had me under her spell. And when I went to her concert, in I think it was 2015. She had a concert on my birthday. I'm a twin. Me and my twin sister went to go see her, and I seen her in person. I seen the witchcraft in person. I seen how everybody stood up off their feet.
Word is, Beyonce might be dipping back into that whole voodoo talk again, supposedly to help her and Jay-Z shake off whatever mess they've allegedly been tied to with Diddy. This is getting eerie. Every time the world thinks their drama's hit its limit, another story breaks loose, and this one's a real jaw-dropper. The big buzz? Beyonce's ex-nanny is spilling serious tea, and it's not pretty. She's reportedly exposing the darker side of Queen Bey, talking about secret rituals and what some people claim looks like witchcraft hiding in plain sight. Folks have been murmuring about this for years, but now it feels like those whispers are finally crashing into reality. The timing, the chaos, it all makes it look like something much bigger is unfolding behind closed doors. And it's not stopping there. Word on the street says Jay-Z's money might not be as solid as everyone believes. That billionaire image could be more illusion than fact. Insiders claim Beyonce's the one keeping the whole empire from crumbling, performing nonstop even with an injured knee, running massive tours, and dropping new business moves back to back.
Witching Beyonce. Did Queen Bee practice witchcraft on one of her musicians? In this Daily Mail TV exclusive, the drummer who claims she was put under Beyonce's spell is now speaking out.
The fact that people keep saying I'm crazy, hell, the situations I had to deal with and survive are crazy.
Killing people, cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. Doctor.
She's out here holding everything down while juggling the weight of a multi-million-dollar legacy. Reports even suggest that Jay-Z admitted in court that he's been facing serious money troubles. He allegedly said the lawsuits and non-stop legal drama wrecked his name so badly that banks stopped approving him for loans, both business and personal. The glitz might still shine bright, but behind that glow, it sounds like the empire's fighting to keep from cracking apart. Get this, Jay-Z allegedly had to take out a government PPP loan just to keep Roc Nation running. Like, what? The internet went wild over that one. People were saying, how does a billionaire ask the government for help instead of dipping into his own millions? The math just wasn't adding up. Fans were side-eyeing hard, questioning everything about his so-called billionaire status. But the witchcraft talk didn't start there. Like, that story's got roots going way back. The rumors around Beyonce and dark magic have been floating around since her early days, but things exploded when her former drummer, Kimberly Thompson, spoke out. Kimberly wasn't just any musician. She played beside Beyonce for years, rocking massive world tours. But during the On the Run 2 tour, she suddenly quit out of nowhere. Then came the bombshell.
Like, when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
Usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when, like, the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears in my posture. And
like Beyonce, I mean, she has like Sasha Fierce as her alter ego. And Bo Jackson, a famous American football player, he would channel Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. When he said when I'm on that line, I become Jason. Like,
Kimberly accused Beyonce of using extreme witchcraft behind the scenes. Kimberly claimed that after leaving the camp, people from Beyonce's circle allegedly tried to threaten and silence her, warning her not to talk. It got so bad that she filed for a restraining order, saying she feared for her life. Just imagine that, Beyonce's own drummer of 7 years going to court, accusing her of tapping her phone, messing with her money, and using dark magic to control her life. It sounded unreal, but Kimberly stood firm, never backing down from her story. The court didn't grant the restraining order, but that didn't stop her. Kimberly said Beyoncé's team allegedly started a full-blown smear campaign to destroy her reputation in the industry. And honestly, it seemed to work, even though Kimberly's a world-class drummer, trained at the prestigious Berklee College of Music, and personally chosen by Grammy-winning artist Dr. Terry Lyne Carrington for Beyoncé's all-female band. She's struggled to land gigs ever since she spoke out. For years, Kimberly stayed silent. People called her crazy, mocked her online, and some even showed up at her home to harass her. But a few months back, she came out swinging again, and this time, she didn't hold back. She said she deeply regrets ever working for Beyoncé, claiming that speaking her truth completely destroyed her career. She even dropped another shocking accusation that Solange, Beyoncé's own sister, was part of the same dark spiritual circle. At first, everyone brushed it off like wild conspiracy talk, but the deeper people started digging,
other situations where changing into animals and jumping into other bodies and all kinds of really crazy stuff.
In bizarre court papers, Thompson claims Beyoncé, who she refers to as this person, has started a campaign of harassment against her that includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells of sexual molestation. She also claims Beyoncé murdered her kitten after the singer put a spell on it.
They were like, the cat had a spell on it. The cat was taken back to her people, the
harder it got to ignore. Every time the buzz cooled down, another insider popped up. Another old clip resurfaced, or another piece of proof hit the internet. Whether people believe it or not, one thing's clear. This Beyoncé and Jay-Z witchcraft rumor just refuses to die. And honestly, the more fans investigate, the creepier it starts to sound. And it's the kind of story that makes you stop and think, wait, what if some of this is actually real? Because every single time it feels like the drama's fading, a new insider suddenly appears with even more shocking details. It's like the second the smoke clears, someone comes right back and throws another match into the fire. In one emotional interview, Kimberly revealed she cut all ties with Beyoncé and her entire circle. No messages, no meetings, nothing. She said she wanted nothing to do with that world ever again. Working with Beyoncé, she said, became one of her biggest regrets, claiming it shattered her peace, wrecked her career, and even broke her sense of who she was.
I think
She went and girl cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too, which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lyne Carrington, Dr. Terry Lyne Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band.
According to Kimberly, Beyoncé never really let her move on. She allegedly kept blocking her chances in the industry, sabotaging her name, and shutting down her opportunities before they even started. Kimberly even accused Beyoncé of stealing her creative ideas and using her influence to make sure she couldn't grow, not just as an artist, but as a person. Kimberly opened up about having to rebuild her whole life from the ground up, relying on self-love and deep healing just to survive all the madness. She said she went from being that hardworking kid who always followed the rules, studied hard, and gave her all, to suddenly feeling like everything she'd built was being ripped away piece by piece. Every time she grabbed a new opportunity, it mysteriously fell apart, like someone was secretly pulling the strings behind the scenes. Creepy, right? But then things got even stranger. Kimberly claimed that some of the people she worked with were literally paid to fire her. Like, what? That's the kind of claim that makes you stop and wonder if there's some bigger power move happening in the shadows. After that, people started to connect the dots. Fans noticed a weird pattern. Every time Kimberly got excited about a new project, gained momentum, or started seeing real progress, everything would crash out of nowhere. It was like she couldn't escape the bad energy chasing her. And just when people thought she'd dropped all her truth bombs, she went a step further. She brought Solange back into the mix. That's when everyone's eyes really widened, because Solange already had a few strange rumors floating around her name. Remember that wild online moment when Nicki Minaj went off in a rant calling out Jay-Z and Beyoncé? Well, right in the middle of that storm, Solange posted a series of pictures on Instagram, and fans swore the images showed idols and what looked like demonic symbols. The timing was way too eerie. People instantly started guessing that Solange was sending some kind of warning, a silent message for Nicki to back off before things got ugly. And get this, not long after those posts, Nicki suddenly stopped mentioning them altogether. Total coincidence? Maybe? But the internet wasn't buying it. The timing had everyone's theories spinning again. Then, just when it felt like this saga couldn't get any darker, T-blogger Storm Monroe stepped into the conversation, and he didn't hold back one bit. He claimed Beyoncé wasn't just a global music superstar, he called her a Hollywood high priestess who held serious influence behind the scenes. According to Storm Monroe, Beyoncé allegedly has deep spiritual connections to an African deity named Oshun, said to be one of the most powerful and respected spirits in African spirituality.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim Porter?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Cheers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter, a new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more.
Storm even claimed that Madonna once held the title of Hollywood's top-ranking witch, but Beyoncé has supposedly taken over that crown, which in his words is why the industry treats her like pure royalty. But Storm didn't stop there. He made things even darker and way more unsettling. He claimed Beyoncé's massive success supposedly came at a price, hinting that those sacrifices might have hit close to home. According to his theory, her younger children, Rumi and Sir, were allegedly connected to a spiritual ritual that gave Beyoncé her power. He even suggested that's why Blue Ivy seems to stand out more than her siblings. That statement alone sent the internet into a full meltdown. Some people were stunned, others laughed it off. But either way, everyone was talking. Whether anyone believed it or not, the online tea was scalding hot and nowhere near cooling down. Storm wasn't backing off. He doubled down, insisting that Beyoncé isn't just dabbling in spiritual practices. He called her a high-ranking witch in Hollywood, who's deeply involved in African-based spiritual rituals that supposedly give her strength, control, and influence in the industry. He said this isn't some rumor from the internet. He claimed multiple people over the years have come forward with strange stories. According to Storm, these people described bizarre experiences, pets dying suddenly, streaks of bad luck, or even feeling like they'd been cursed after crossing paths with Beyoncé. Each one, he said, believed she had some kind of mystical link to it. That's the kind of statement that had fans losing their minds, arguing nonstop about whether there's something real hiding behind all the superstition. And it didn't stop there. Storm even suggested that both Beyoncé and Jay-Z are connected to the deeper, more secretive side of Hollywood's spiritual world, where fame supposedly comes with a heavy spiritual price. In his own words, he said, Madonna might be old, but Beyoncé runs the throne now. Basically, he was calling her the new queen of Hollywood witchcraft. Whether you believe it or not, the claim shook the internet and left fans questioning just how deep this story really goes. After Storm Monroe's wild claims went viral, the internet went straight into detective mode. Fans started digging through old interviews and clips, and what they found made the rumors feel even creepier. It turns out Beyoncé herself once said something that made people stop and raise an eyebrow. Years ago, she introduced her famous alter ego, Sasha Fierce, and explained that whenever she performed as Sasha, it felt like she was being possessed by another energy. She described herself as naturally shy and quiet, but when Sasha took over, she became bold, wild, and unstoppable. A total powerhouse. In one old interview, Beyoncé even said that before her big BET Awards performance, she raised her hands and felt something enter her. She said it was the first time she truly felt Sasha take over her body. and that she instantly knew that moment would change her career forever. Back then, fans thought she was just being artistic, using creative language to describe stage confidence. But after Storm's recent comments, people started wondering, was that story really just a metaphor, or was there something darker going on? Then, just when the drama couldn't get any heavier, another former dancer, Kata Sherry, stepped forward, and her claims were terrifying. She accused Beyonce of allegedly paying people to kidnap her child and attack them as payback for walking away after discovering what she believed were witchcraft rituals behind the scenes. Kata was furious and emotional. She said Beyonce had finally gone too far. She admitted she'd stayed silent before, scared of losing her career, but this time she refused to keep quiet, not when her goddaughter's safety was on the line. Her story shook the internet all over again, fueling another wave of controversy that no one saw coming. And just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any darker, Jaguar Wright entered the conversation after a tense interview with Pi Morgan, and she didn't hold back one bit. Jaguar didn't just echo what others were saying, she took it to another level entirely. She accused both Beyonce and Jay-Z of being involved in dark spiritual practices and even claimed they kept human remains in their home for ritual purposes. Jaguar Wright took things to a whole new level when she connected everything back to the dark side of the music industry. She claimed that the entire Me Too movement was actually a setup, allegedly funded by Jay-Z himself, to destroy R. Kelly and cover up his own supposed ties to Aaliyah. That statement alone had the internet spinning out. Jaguar said she personally knew victims who were prepared to testify against both Beyonce and Jay-Z, calling them a nasty little couple who've been getting away with dark things for years. According to her, the situation was way bigger than anyone could imagine. She even suggested there could be thousands of victims connected to these circles, stretching back for decades. She compared it all to the old-school Hollywood scandals, the ones that got buried deep just to protect the rich and powerful. But the part that chilled people the most? Jaguar claimed that some individuals were kept against their will, even drugged and forced onto private planes, just like she said what allegedly happened to Aaliyah before her tragic death. By this point, the internet was completely losing its mind. No one could tell where the truth stopped and conspiracy theories began. But one thing was crystal clear. Every new claim, every new voice, kept putting more cracks in Beyonce and Jay-Z's once perfect public image. The glamorous power couple suddenly looked surrounded by whispers, secrets, and fear, and fans couldn't look away. But just when everyone thought the story couldn't twist any darker, it did. Word started spreading that Jaguar learned everything straight from Beyonce's former nanny. Yes, that nanny, the one who worked for the Carters when the twins were born. Allegedly, she quit after witnessing things she said she just couldn't ignore. Instead of going to the media, she supposedly reached out to Jaguar in private, sharing everything she knew behind the scenes. She didn't want to go public because she was terrified of being blacklisted, just like Beyonce's ex-drummer Kimberly Thompson and that former dancer who had already spoken out before her. One person online said Solange already showed her true colors years ago when she posted those strange idol photos, and it's wild that people still refuse to believe what's right in front of them. Another fan chimed in, saying they used to think all of this was just internet gossip, until they remembered that Beyonce once talked about her grandmother burning candles so her mother could conceive her. That moment, which once sounded touching and spiritual, suddenly feels chilling to a lot of people now. Everyone's asking the same question. Could Beyonce really be dabbling in dark magic to help Jay-Z climb out of his alleged financial chaos? Or is this just another Hollywood rumor that's been stretched way out of proportion? Either way, the whole internet split down the middle. Some are convinced there's real truth hidden under all the smoke, while others swear it's nothing but superstition and coincidence. But when it comes to Beyonce and Jay-Z, one thing's always true. There's always more going on than meets the eye. So what do you think? Is Queen Bey really crossing over into something darker? Or are people just hungry for drama in a world where fame and mystery go hand in hand? Because if you think this story is wild, just wait. The next one might actually top it. This rabbit hole keeps getting deeper, and no one knows how far it really goes. Are Beyonce and Jay-Z truly involved in dark spiritual secrets? Or are these just wild Hollywood conspiracies spinning out of control? Either way, one thing's for sure. When it comes to this power couple, the mystery never stops. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the next deep dive, because trust me, the next story coming up, it's even darker than this one. See you in the next one.